Hello, Just Too Good here. Today I'm taking a look at the LEGO Sonic the Hedgehog 2025 Cyclone vs. Metal Sonic set. This was sent to me early by LEGO, but of course all my opinions are my own. This has 290 pieces and 2 minifigures. This releases January 1st, 2025 for the cost of $30 in the United States. The LEGO Metal Sonic minifigure is a character I've wanted for so long in physical minifigure form, and I'm quite happy with the results. I love this figure, but I can't agree it's far from perfect. The design of this is vastly different from, say, the LEGO Dimensions Metal Sonic, which you could see used almost like a droid-like body and everything there. I personally like this being in the minifigure format. I kind of wish they went with, say, the gremlin legs for the legs down there. That would have been really cool. The design of this has a really awesome new and exclusive headpiece. This is different from the Sonic headpiece in its sculpting, and also the material they use for the blue there. You'll see the Sonic headpiece is a lot less glossy than the material they use for the blue in this figure, and that fits so well with Metal Sonic being a robot. I love that design, and I haven't really noticed a difference in paint materials for LEGO minifigures. I'd love to hear more about what's exactly going on there. Now, what's also interesting about this headpiece that I didn't know before is that there's a whole receiving stud at the back. So you could actually attach pieces at the back right here if you want. Let's put this stud right here. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? And I wonder if that will come into play with future Metal Sonic sets. Regardless, the sculpting on this is also great from the front, where I love that nose they have going on, which is actually pretty pointy for what it is. And you even got some bolts at the side of the mouth right there. Excellent headpiece. In my opinion, the headpiece is absolutely perfect. The torso, I think, works really well. I do like the center printing right there. And I can understand if people want a little bit more detail on these arms right here, but you do get this really nice combo of a top silver design, which has a nice shine to it. It doesn't feel like a flat silver, like, say, the little hands right there. And then there's also a bolt on this bottom half. As for the other arm, it's basically the same, but flipped around. Now the legs, I love that silver shine at the top of the legs. The boots are fine too. It's just that, dang, they should have had some side leg printing there. It should have been dual molded or something like that. As it stands, it looks kind of weak with having no side leg printing. The back torso is pretty excellent in its printing as well. And Metal Sonic comes with 2 power blasts, which you know how these work. You push right here, and they go flying. The LEGO Tails minifigure of this set is exclusive for new face print, where he looks like he's about to kick some butt. That's a nice variant of the other 2 face prints we've gotten for LEGO Tails minifigures, and I like this exclusive variant. And the design does have the same Tails piece and head base piece, you know, just with new printing. If you're not familiar with the Tails piece, basically attaches at the hip right there. You got the 2 tails. It's a rubbery piece. And of course, the short legs are dual molded with this design. And Tails also gets a black crowbar and this silver wrench as well. So here is the Cyclone design, which I'm starting to realize is way more based on the Cyclone from Sonic Frontiers than the Cyclone from what I grew up with, which was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I used to always play the 2-player mode, you know, with Tails saying, "I'll beat you!" and all. But this design, with the front right here, and with how the cannon's positioned and everything, looks a lot more like the design from Frontiers, which I'm not as familiar with. And there's actually a transforming feature with how you can pose this, just by moving these legs up like this, and then pushing this part down. That is straight from Sonic Frontiers. This is the Cyclone Boost variant. So it's clear that the inspiration of this is less from Sonic Adventure 2 and more from Frontiers. With that being said, Frontiers or Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, this is lacking on so much of the color and prints that the Frontier and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle vehicle that this is based on had. This has so much more gray in this LEGO set than either of those designs, and honestly, I'm kind of annoyed by that. The only prints that you end up getting is at the side right here, and you get 2 of those in this set, which is a lovely print, But there was a whole bunch of prints on this wing area and the top of this leg section. And the gray right here is just overpowering in this Lego design. Same with this cannon up top. It just feels a lot more bland and less flavorful and almost drab at some points with all the gray that's showing. The design of this does have some nice posability, as you saw, where you do have that ball joint right there, so you get some movement back and forth. Not a huge range of movement towards the back though. And then with a ball joint at the legs right here, with this feet design, you can move those around as well. Same goes with the legs on this side, basically just an inverted build. Move that up and down. I do like how flat these feet are so that this is really stable on its own. It's not gonna fall over or anything like that. The wings aren't anything posable. You can't even get a movement up and down on them. And you can also see there are some wheels right here. Those wheels come into play more so with the boost mode, but with the flat feet and everything there, it's a lot harder to get some traction just because the feet always seem to like be pushed a little bit back down when you start moving it. But I guess if you push them more towards this way up, if you're really careful about it, you can get some movement with the wheels right there. And it does glide pretty smoothly. And those clips at the back allow you to put the crowbar and wrench piece that we saw earlier. The set does have another point of articulation with this middle section right here, where you can see you can rotate those legs all the way around, which is kind of impressive. Now, of course, if you do that, you're going to knock out those weak wing designs at the side. So be careful there. But that allows for some really cool poses in terms of just getting this to walk in combat. There's what's supposed to be some smaller wings on the side right there that don't really work. They're just using like the spike piece. There is another print, but it's not one that's exclusive. It's this turbine inside here. And then with this front cannon, it's on that hinge part so you can move it up and down. Then they have the back cannon right here, which has a lot more movement since it's on a miniature ball joint. And the design of this has a stud shooter, one of those ones where you just push at the top right here. And dang, that stud is lost forever. The translucent green there is accurate. This is actually Chaos Emerald powered, it seems, where inside there is a Chaos Emerald piece, which you can't see, but you do get an extra one of, which is just this translucent green gem. So that's kind of cool, hidden inside there. And then finally, for this cockpit design, fits tails rather perfectly without ruining the actual tails pieces, where he just kind of stands on those two studs there. No prints or anything inside. You do get a steering wheel though. Not sure how he controls this whole thing with a steering wheel, but that's some Lego logic. Regardless, that's it for the build of the set. Let's take a look at the packaging and the final verdict. For the box of this set, you got one of those long $15 boxes, or is it a $20 box turned sideways? Who knows, who knows? Green Hill setting, as always. They're obsessed with this, even though this doesn't really make sense, but I guess you could argue that Green Hill was in Sonic Adventure 2. Or is this Sonic Frontiers? And then at the side, not for sale, but at least we get a view of Metal Sonic. And you have different shots at the back of what you can do. As for the instructions, at the very end, we have an ad of the recent sets, so no Wave 1 stuff or even Wave 2 stuff. But over here you can see the other 2025 sets, which I do have all of them, so let me know in the comments what you want to see next. In theory, there's so much I love about this set. Metal Sonic is a character I've wanted in LEGO for so long. He's one of my favorite Sonic characters. He was my main in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle 2-player mode. With the racing segments, my main in the mech segments is Tails and the Cyclone. Tails is my favorite Sonic character, so the Cyclone is also very nostalgic to me. The price here, $30 for 290 pieces, is good for price per piece ratio, people, which you can't really say with the rest of the LEGO Sonic theme. However, I have to admit, I'm pretty disappointed with the build of the Cyclone. It has a nice level of posability to it, and I like that. I just feel like the design of this is so much less colorful and flavorful than the design from the games. It probably would have required a lot of stickers and stuff like that. You know, I would have preferred them as prints, but I would have taken extra stickers and designs in here with a set that has no stickers to have it more accurate to the games in terms of the design of this vehicle. Instead, you have a lot of gray parts showing, which kind of drown out the colors and give a color clash. And this was not something present with the video game counterparts. I don't know, I'm pretty disappointed by that. The minifigure for Metal Sonic is awesome for the most part because dang, the legs really annoy me that there's no side design there, whether that meant it should have been dual molded or it should have had printing. I do get that that silver design is something they can't really dual mold, so it would have to have printing, which would have been expensive or something like that. Maybe that's why we're getting a value on this set, quote unquote. I love the new tails design for that face print alone. But yeah, I wish the Cyclone went a little bit harder. You know, the design of this also feels kind of undervalued for what you get at $30. You just get this Cyclone and nothing else. Maybe it should have had a side build or something like that. It pains me to do this, but I'm going to have to rate this the same rating I gave the Knuckles mech, which is something that doesn't even appear in the games. But I feel like that mech is more complete feeling than this mech right here. I do like the transformation feature and everything there. I do like the minifigures of the set, but I also like the minifigures of the Knuckles mech. All things considered, I'd give this a high 6. It really pains me to give it that, but that's my honest opinion. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Do you disagree? Do you agree? Thank you again for LEGO for sending me this to review. Subscribe here for more LEGO Sonic 2025 reviews because they are coming. Check out the playlist if you've missed any, and I'll see you later. Peace out.